What's up guys, my name is Joe, and in today's video we have some iPhone 12 or iPhone 2020 rumors that I want to get into, so if you're interested, stick with me. Alright guys, this is opinion, and I tell you my opinion about the upcoming iPhone 12, or at least the leaks we've heard so far. Now there's a couple of news tidbits that we have, and obviously as we go through the year we will find out more and more. Like last year we found out the design of the current iPhone. It was actually in January, and there's been a lot of leaks for the upcoming 2020 iPhone as well. We know what's going to be inside, we know a couple of things that must happen, we know that it's going to be a design change. This is the big change, the 3-year change that we're all waiting for. Before Apple did 2 cycles, now they do 3 cycles or 3-year cycles. So what do we know so far? We know that the iPhone 12 will be getting a 5G chip. It's gonna have a 7 gigabit of download and 3 gigabits of upload speeds if the carriers support it, obviously, which is, well, you know, kind of a hazy territory. It's going to be the Qualcomm X55. Qualcomm is supplying this. It's a 2nd generation 5G processor, so it's very good, very stable, and I'm really hoping that Apple will jump on the 5G train next year, because I've had the pleasure of testing out multiple 5G devices, and I think that, yeah, that is the future. I think this might be a time that Apple could go into the 5G industry. If not, then the next year, because as we know from Apple, they don't tend to do much of a change. So if we have a design change, the internals don't change that much. If we don't have a design change, that's when the internals change. A very interesting new tidbit is that the motherboard will be stacked again, just like this year, but not 2 layers, but 3 layers. This opens up the opportunity to include maybe a larger battery, more sensors, anything that they could think about inside the phone, which means that it might not be getting slimmer if that's what you like. If you like the iPhone 6 era, then go back to that. Phones are getting thicker, they're getting bigger batteries, because the OLED screens and the high refresh rates, they require a big battery for us to use them for one day. Anyway, stacked motherboard, there are a lot of benefits to that. One, that there could be room for a bigger battery, which I welcome all the time. I don't care if it's not slim, I just wanted to use it the whole day. Before getting into the design changes, there are rumors that there will be a new Face ID sensor, and they're actually experimenting with different kind of sensors, and not the quality of the sensor, but the size of the sensor, because what they want to do is get an iPad-esque feel, which means that they could implement all the sensors and the camera into the bezel of the iPhone. So if we would get an iPhone with the same bezel size, but all around, and we would lose the notch, that would be extremely welcome from everyone in the world. I don't know if they can pull that off this year. If not, or in 2020. If not in 2020, then we have to wait until 2023 to see a full notchless iPhone, because as we're used to it, design changes are happening 3 years now. Currently, we have 3 cameras in the iPhone 11 Pro and Pro Max, a normal, a telephoto, and a wide-angle lens. Perfect. But next year, we might be getting an additional camera, a 3D sensing camera, a time-of-flight camera that can actually use different kind of infrared technology to sense how far objects are in space, creating an extraordinary VR or AR experience. And you could use this for a lot of things. Maybe you're taking a portrait photo, it would be extremely precise. And those little small pieces of hair or sunglasses that usually get blurred out will not be blurred out thanks to that camera. Also, there's a million other uses that developers can use that camera for. I would welcome a 4th camera. I would love to see improvements in the telephoto camera, maybe a 10x zoom. That would be really cool. Other than that, not much happening in terms of the camera, because, well, it's not the camera year. That's usually the 2nd or 3rd year of upgrades. What I would welcome very much is a 120 Hertz display. Just like on the iPad Pro, we have a 120 Hertz display, the iPhone might be getting that display as well. Now, in OLED, that means that display will consume a lot of energy. So I understand that they're going for the stacked motherboard, the 3-layer stacked motherboard, to implement a bigger battery that could actually power this display, which would be really awesome. If you look at other competitors right now, everybody's putting 90 hertz displays in there. You have it in the Google Pixel as well, and it's phenomenal. It's a really unique feeling. Once you use an iPad Pro and you go back to a traditional iPad, it's weird, it feels clunky, it feels slow, and it looks slow because the animations are slower. But with a new 120 hertz display, this could be solved and we would get really fluid animations. Also, there is news that this display might be able to change whether you use it or not. So if you're not using the display or the phone thinks that it's not needed to have a 120 hertz display, then it can downscale it to 60 hertz. And a very unique thing, just like the Apple Watch Series 5, it could get a 1 hertz option as well. So if we're looking at always on display technology, having different kind of widgets and the clock on the phone and having the always on option without losing battery life and the 1 hertz option would be perfect. It is very close to a dream phone, what I am talking about right now. And here we come to the end. Basically, we don't know anything precise about the design of the phone, but we know that we might be getting any early leaks around January, February. And the leaks so far suggest that it will be more of an iPad Pro-esque shape, so the more squarish shape, the one that we're used to from the iPhone 4 era or the iPhone 5 era. I have just 3 things that I really want to see in this phone, and in my opinion, if they do that, then we have achieved the perfect iPhone. Number 1 is getting rid of the notch. I don't want to see the notch anymore. If they could implement the camera under the screen or they could put it in the bezels, that would be so amazing. Just having a full-on experience of that display, it would be really, really cool. The second thing is, if they could do a design where we would have no camera bumps. I really don't like it if I put my phone flat on the table, it wobbles. It's just very irritating. In a case, not necessarily, but some cases, that thin cases that I use, it still wobbles. I think it looks clunky. I really don't like it. I don't mind if the phone is a little bit thicker. Just have flush camera lenses. That's it. And if we get all these minor updates, we get the 120 hertz display, we get a bigger battery, and if we could get a USB-C implemented in there, then I believe Apple has created the perfect phone, and all they need to focus on from there is getting the software right. So basically, this is the news about the new iPhone 12, the iPhone 2020. I really want to know what you guys think. Hit me down in the comments section below, and until my next video, stay safe and hang loose.